Hey guys, good morning. I'm in my hometown now of Robbinsville in central New Jersey, and me and my mom are actually headed down to DC for the weekend. The main reason we're going down there is actually to check out the cherry blossoms. So it's a festival that takes place in DC every year, and the cherry blossoms are only in peak bloom for about 7 to 10 days. Pulling out of the driveway now. I said goodbye to the dogs. It's always good to see the dogs. See Lucy and Nova, our two pups. But we got about a 3-hour drive down to DC now, so we're hoping to get in there by midday, and hopefully by the time we get there, the sun's starting to come out. So we're almost there. We're about 3 miles out now from our hotel. The plan is to check into our hotel, drop our bags off. It's like around 1 right now, so hopefully they let us drop them off a little early. We're staying pretty close to Georgetown, so we're gonna drop our bags off, get some lunch, and then go over to check out the cherry blossoms. We're pretty pumped just driving in right now. We're going through this park. There's all these different people outside. All the trees are blooming. Kind of hungry though. We're ready to eat. Right? You say that?
We ready to eat.
We ready.
We hungry.
We hungry. Yeah. So that's where we're staying. Hotel up there in DuPont Circle. My mom's trying to park the car now. She's like a couple miles away, but we're here a little early. I'm gonna see if we can check in. I'm gonna go check out the situation. We got the car dropped off. We were able to figure that out, right, Mom?
Yep, we did.
Yeah, so we're gonna go grab lunch now in DuPont Circle. Before we do anything, we felt like it was very important. We wanted to get some sunscreen. We haven't been out in the sun for a very long time, so it's kind of a necessity when you have skin as fair as ours. What do you think?
I'm not ready yet.
There she goes. There she goes. My mom's on the scooter now. She's struggling a little bit, but we're working our way over to the National Mall. We're excited to see the cherry blossoms on the tidal basin. So we made it over to the National Mall. We got scooter wars going on in DC. We have Lime, we have Lyft, we have Spin. There's basically 5 different scooter sharing services here in DC, which is way more than what we saw in Nashville. As we're walking around the mall now, it's more crowded than we've ever seen it before. This is actually the line for the bathroom, going around the corner. So, cherry blossom season is definitely something that's pretty serious, I guess. Hey guys, so we made it over from the National Mall over to the tidal basin, and as you can see, the cherry blossoms definitely are in full bloom. They just went into full bloom, I believe, 3 days ago, so they stay for around 7 to 10 days. A little bit about the history of them. They were actually a gift from the Japanese to the United States of America in 1912, and both me and my mom, we've never seen DC like this, but we've never been during cherry blossom season. Even in the summertime, it doesn't get this crowded, and you can see why, just from the sheer beauty of the entire, the entire tidal basin. If you look out there, it's completely surrounded by these cherry blossoms. So we're gonna take a walk around. It's probably like 2.5, 3 miles, and spend the rest of our afternoon here. I feel like when you look at them, when you look up at them, there's this like sheer sense of happiness that you see. All right, so we found a bench. We did a lot of walking. We're on the other side now, over by the Jefferson Memorial. You can do some pretty good people watching from this bench, so we're doing a little bit of that. There's a lot of photos being taken, a lot of selfies. We're just chilling here for a little bit. Planes are going overhead. Gotta find some water somewhere, but can't seem to find where that is. We're gonna try to work our way around eventually. It looks like there's some swan boats over there as well. Some swan boats, some paddle boats, but assuming how many people are here, probably going to be a decent line for that. So it's getting to be sunset here at the tidal basin, and quick note, if you guys haven't been here around cherry blossom season, or I'm not sure if it's like this the entire year, but there's no vendors selling water anywhere or any drinks, and my mom hasn't drank water all day, so she was super parched. She's over behind me, or over that way now, trying to get some water, and there's like one vendor, there's like an ice cream truck that's selling water, so she's picking it up there, and in the meantime, we're waiting in line for like 20 minutes. I figured I'd come over here amongst the tidal basin here, taking in the sunset amongst the hundreds of thousands of other tourists that have descended upon the Washington, D.C. area for this beautiful festival that we have here this weekend. See the planes coming out over Reagan International. Incredibly beautiful scene here in DC for the weekend. We finally found the area that is the hub of the Cherry Blossom Festival. We were confused why they were continuing to call it a festival. And then we see this area over here where they have all this activity going on. You said there was like beer tasting
beer and food garden.
There's a food garden, or no, beer garden. Beer and food garden. Yeah, we're walking through here now. The sun's gone down, and honestly, we're ready to get away from the people. It's a little hectic.
A little hectic,
you could
for
say.
Sure, but very pretty.
Yeah, it's very pretty, and right now, with the sunset, one thing to note about the cherry blossoms, my mom noticed that we think the ones that are white are the ones that are more mature or that have blooms later. Like, we think that they turn pink first and then...
I think, but we're gonna look it up.
We're gonna look to confirm, but we think that they turn pink first and then they turn white afterwards. And what we noticed is that a lot of them are white, so we're thinking that we may have missed the peak bloom. 70% of them are in peak bloom during a certain day, so there's never going to be a day where 100% of them are in peak bloom, but it's pretty close to the peak. So if you guys can ever do this in the future, I definitely recommend a visit. Just check out, I think they start making forecasts in like late February or early March of when the peak bloom is going to be, but it is very dynamic and it's changing on an ongoing basis, so you're never going to really know exactly when it's going to be. But like, even before, today's April 6th, I think I looked about 2 or 3 weeks ago and they said April 6th would be peak bloom, and it ended up actually being April 3rd, so you never know exactly. But this day couldn't be much better. Like, it was 40 degrees and raining yesterday. Today is like 68, 69 degrees and sunny, nice. So we're enjoying the day here in DC, but we're excited to kind of get away from the people and the festival.
A lot of dog action.
A lot of dog activity.
There they are.
They're the dogs. We made it away from the tidal basin. We're over by the Washington Monument now. See some more blossoms over in the distance over there, and over there is the Lincoln Memorial. So the sun's going down. We have some recommendations from our hotel where to go to dinner, and where we're gonna go is a place called the Tabard Inn. So it's in an old 1800s townhouse. So we got a decently far walk, but at the same time the walk's gonna take as long as the drive. So I think we're gonna do part walking, part scooter.
Maybe.
So the place that we were gonna go to is actually called the Tabard Inn. It was on the recommendations from our hotel at the Kimpton, and we took a lift over there. All the entrees were like $35, $40, and then on top of that, the sides were a la carte. It was like $9. It was super expensive. We didn't really feel like spending like $55, $60 on dinner. So we're at City Tap House, DuPont Circle near our hotel. It's pretty loud in here. We made our way back from the monuments and from the Cherry Blossom Festival. Got ourselves a nice bottle of wine for the evening, so we're gonna eat dinner here. We got some of the NCAA tournament games going on as well, and then I think we're gonna get brunch in Georgetown tomorrow before we head back up to New Jersey. Hey guys, morning. So we made it over to Georgetown, so we're gonna be getting brunch over here this morning before we head back to New Jersey. We're gonna be heading like 2 streets down that way. It's where most of like the restaurants and the different shops are. It's definitely a beautiful area, and we're excited to explore the main street, M Street here, and we're just kind of walking around looking for a place for brunch. People are just kind of getting out now. It's around 10:30 a.m. In a college town, a lot of young people. Typically, you know, people aren't really getting out until like 11:30, 12 o'clock. There's a tow path, like 1 street down to the left, so you might go check that out as well. That's Peakcock Cafe. Got our brunch going on over here. What do you got?
I got an omelet.
Got an omelet?
I got an omelet.
We got some gluten-free French toast. I didn't get it because it was gluten-free. I got it because it was cinnamon raisin. So we'll see how that tastes. Got some eggs. We're looking over here. For some reason there's an Antiguan flag. I looked at it and I was like, I'm pretty sure that that's an Antiguan flag. But no worries. Yeah, we're not sure why that's there. So we finished up with brunch. It was definitely really good. The Peakcock Cafe. We definitely recommend a visit if you guys are heading over to Georgetown at some point in the near future. We also just popped in Dean and DeLuca as well. It's kind of like a small bakery and cafe. We were thinking about getting a little bit of coffee, but honestly we're pretty full. So right now we're actually gonna hop on a couple couple Lime scooters and head back over to our hotel. It's about midday now, so we're gonna make the drive back up to New Jersey, and then ultimately I'll take the train back to Jersey City. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed me and my mom's trip to DC. Be sure to subscribe to Awaken Atlas, and I'll see you in the next one.